my favourite, a nice cup of cleat and SWA sock. Good morning everyone, welcome back to another exciting video with me. So, as you can probably tell from the thumbnail and the description, some sort of outside power today. What I'm going to do is just walk you around the job first and then I'll explain what I'm going to do. So the lady did say, just to warn you, 11 o'clock the cleaner's coming round. I think they need to sack their cleaner, to be honest. Didn't you? Maybe she's not been for maybe a year or something. Well, I'm not sure. Anyway, so that is the socket which we're coming off of today. I've already checked. It's on the ring main, and I've done some earth loops, etc. And she's good to go. RCD protected already, which is good. So we're coming back entry off this socket to here, which I'm going to fit a few spur waterproof. The reason I'm doing that is because I was actually going to have one socket on this, which is going to be in that little shed, and they've now added another socket here. So just to protect the cables, obviously, because we're just running a radial off of here, we're going to back this cable up with a 13 amp fuse spur here. So we're going to have a spur, a socket, and then the armoured's going to come round. I was going to cleat to this fence, but it isn't the best fence in the world. There's a little peephole there. So what I'm going to do is clear all this stuff out of here. This is laid on solid slab, so I'm going to run the cable in this gap, low level, and then it's going to come up and go around this planter. They know that. Around this planter and then onto these solid beams here. It's going to run round and then drop into the shed. I've got a floodlight to fit up here, and then in here, literally he's just going to be running a mower. That's it really, and they've got some sort of outside lights here which he wants me to have a quick look at, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. And then we're putting a double socket, a metal clad double socket in here, and a switch for the light. So yeah, let's get on with it. I just quickly nipped to Toolstation Screwfix just to get some bits for this job, and the thing I like about Screwfix is they've got the Electrifix counter now, so you walk in and all the blokes know what they're buying, whereas you go in Toolstation, there was about 4 people and they didn't have a clue. So yeah, I was kind of get out of the way, but yeah. Anyway, let's get on with this job. Okay, I've now drilled my hole, and if you are doing this sort of work, get yourself these drill bits. They are superb. I think they're 1 metre. Okay, so that's pretty much come out in the centre now. I'll mount my spur socket and then armoured will run away. Right, so I'm going with a BG Storm. I've used these before, they're pretty good. So there's my waterproof box for that spur. And just remember, when mounting these, you have to leave a gap. So I'm going to put a couple of space in plastic, so it'll be like that, and then this cover will open like so. So effectively we're going to end up with something looking like that. So I couldn't for the life of me find my mini junior hacksaw, so I got this one this morning, the Clips one. I like these ones. Even though these are sealed units, see that little bit there that says drain, just get your drill there and put a small little hole in the bottom there, and then the same with that one down there. That will just let any moisture out rather than filling this up, because this is waterproof. If it doesn't let it in, it won't let it out, but if it does get any water inside, it will fill up. So drill them out and then it can drip out the bottom. Okay, so on a video I had a comment about oh, that's really bad practice to do an armoured glander with grips and mole grips and stuff. Tell me why is that bad practice? I've always been taught to do armoured up with grips. Tell me why, please. Right, so I've just fitted the lock ring this end. Obviously I've got a metal clad socket to go the other end. So So our cable will have an earth in it, and I'll also earth this sheath, that end, with a banjo. You can get those little lock rings that they're really good. I have got some, but they're not here. I don't know where I put them, but they're really good. But yeah, banjo's good enough in a metal clad socket over there. So that's now armoured, cleated. I brought the cable in and up, and then I've got some clearance for this lid here. I've just got to put the cable between now, out of the load side of the spur, and then that will feed my new socket and socket in the shed. They come with these sort of token gesture little grommet-y things that you put in over the screws. Not sure how much they do, but what I also do is around the top edge I'll run a clear silicone bead just to stop any water running down the back there. First phase of this job's complete, sealed up. That's their new switch, and they've got nice clearance on that there, and that socket is there. Armoured goes down. So next bit, we're going to get this armoured, cleated round and into the shed. So the client, before she left, she said help yourself to tea and coffee. What I'm using this boiling water for is just going to dump some of these cleats. Whoops, before I kill myself. Dump some of these cleats in some hot water, because these are a little bit brittle, just to make them a little bit more pliable. And I'm also going to do the same for this, because again, a little bit brittle, so it doesn't have to be boiling hot, but just warm. That's warm enough now. Ah, my favourite, a nice cup of cleat and SWA sock. Yep, so just leave them sat in there, carry on working, and these will be a bit more usable then. Then you can just drink that lovely plastic water after. So the armoured's now cleated round, goes low level. Had to drop down a bit here because the sleeper sort of changes, so it's just swoops down. Now I'm going to get the armoured through this gap under here, and then we're going to get it into this shed. Right, so here's where we're at. Armoured comes in, cleated along the concrete, cleated down there. Comes in the bottom of the shed, comes in the bottom there. I will then cleat it up the side of this timber here. I've then added a piece of 2x2 in for my socket and my fuse spur to go on. This fuse spur will just control one light, and obviously I'm fusing it down with a 3 amp fuse because you don't really want a 1.5 or 1mm cable. Obviously they could take 13 amps, but just to be on the safe side, rather than putting a normal light switch, I just put a switch fuse spur, so I can derate the fuse to a 3 amp to protect the light, which is going to go on the back of there, and I'll just mount a little box and then clip some twin and earth in here. So get in there. Right, so what I'm doing here is I've roughly put my armoured gland in. A nice little cut on my hand there. And then I'm going to bend my armoured up where I roughly want to get it. I'm going to sit it right back in that timber. You'll see what I mean when I finish, but I'm just trying to give you a rough idea. And I'm getting a rough measurement. So roughly there, that's where I'll make my armoured off on the gland there. So I had a little dig through the van, and I found one of my earthing nuts. So you see you've got a flat edge and a little edge with those little sort of teeth on it. That goes on, and then when you tighten that down into the box, it sort of will scratch and then give a better connection onto the metal clad socket. And then all you do is get that little grub screw there, and you just screw that in and tighten him up, and then whichever hole you want to go for, you can put the other screw, and then you can put an earthing lug onto that, and then earth your back box and whatnot. So socket is done. That's all earthed onto these metal plates, and then the earth will go from there to there. So this is at the same potential as that piece of plastic between. And then I'm just putting my little 3 amp fuse, 1362 lead free, not 3 but 3 into there, and then you can't even get a fuse in there. And then I am going to What I've done here, I have used the fly leads on the back to earth the back plate and then come to the front plate, and then I'm going to bring some twin and earth out the side. I was going to do it in pipe, but if I pipe to here and up here, this door does slide to here, so it will hit that. So probably what I'm going to do is just clip my twin and earth, gland it out the side, clip my twin and earth round, and then up in this corner gap up to a nice little box at the top there. So in a lot of sheds you will find that really you want to be fitting IP65 gear like I fitted out there on the socket, but in here when I came and looked, it's completely bone dry, and I think they have this door open like most of the time, so there's no condensation build up or anything like that. So that's why I've gone with standard sockets, but yeah, you can fit waterproof ones if you want, if you think they're going to get damp and wet. Right, this is where we're at. The little, God, that's a bad light. Twin and earth is clipped now up the inside of the frame, comes into the box there. These are my little go-to Schneider boxes now, I love these. That's going to get a set of way goes in there for the outside light, and then it's going to be controlled via this, they want to switch it on and off. It has got the little PIR sensor, and I've just clipped it up and in there. I'll just splodge that and then I'll set this up. Easy squeezy, lemon peasy. Need to adjust in to down there. Yep, so it's not added much onto the earth loop there, extending that radial circuit there. Just annoyed the cleaner in there, she's trying to hoover up and I'm testing the RCD, but that's up to her. She's on a different circuit but on the same RCD. So what have we got? 38 times 1 and 13 times 5. Does not take long, does it, to get rammed. So I'm going to have to go home now, probably sort this slot out before I do any more work tomorrow. Right guys, that is it on this one. I'm not sure what footage I've got again, because I've just been doing this as I've been going. There's the little box. So thanks again for joining me on this one. It might be short and sweet, but if you liked it, give it a thumbs up as always, and I shall see you guys on the next one.